All right, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Silver. Before I get started, I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the unceded territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples, and I give gratitude for being able to work, live, and play on these beautiful lands. This is day 4 of my quest to learn how to Dockstart. It's been a journey. You could see my other 3 episodes. Slowly but surely I'm progressing. A couple things that I worked on yesterday is I was watching other people pumping, and when you notice how the board is going like this, there's a rhythm in how people push and move their arms. And I was just thinking to myself, while I'm on dry land, is there any way that I can do some exercises that can get that muscle memory into the system? Because I don't really want to be thinking too much while I'm in the act, just because there's so many things going on in your mind. You want your brain and your muscles to be acting together to coordinate and get the rhythm. So what I've noticed was that because the foil is doing this, the weight pressure a lot of the time has this kind of movement. The feet are doing almost like this kind of a skip movement like this, and guys are pumping their arms in this fashion while they're going. And of course it's a lot more rigorous than what I'm doing, but I sort of rehearse that quite a bit just to try to get that muscle memory into my system. And I'm hoping that once I get on the board, that my brain will just try to kick that movement in, and I'm gonna just aim for a target in the distance and hope that my brain and my body just kind of take over. So the things that we've been working on is getting that quick takeoff. So you need that speed and control on the takeoff, and then landing. And then third thing is just looking up, picking a target way out in the distance, and just trusting that the brain and the body will figure it out, will sync it up. And I use the analogy of the baby when it's learning to walk. It doesn't look at its feet, you give it a target, and it just puts one foot in front of the other. Same thing when you're learning how to ride a bike. It's you're not looking down, you're kind of looking forward, and you're pedaling, and you're just trying to go to that spot. And when you cycle, they always say, you know, where your eyes go, where your head goes, a lot of sports, that's where your body's gonna intuitively go. So same kind of idea. I'm gonna just pick a spot in the distance, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the brain just sort of figures it out, and you just have to be patient and give it time and trust that it's going to happen. Could happen quickly, might take a long time, we don't know. But we're out here, beautiful day. It's again, it's like 8 degrees and overcast, but there's a bit of light in the distance. We're getting some sunlight here, so we're enjoying the beautiful winter day here in the Pacific Northwest. All right, let's do this. First things first, let's get this helmet on, and then we'll get right into it. Putting helmets on with gloves, it's easier said than done. That's why I like these gloves. They're easier to slip on and off. Some gloves are really a pain in the butt getting on and off. These, pretty simple. Just slide them on and off, and there's a little Velcro strap to tighten it up so that water doesn't get into the gloves. All right, let's go. Okay, so pretty good takeoff. A little rusty on the landing. That's okay. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself. Before I kind of secured my landing, I was already looking up into the distance, thinking about my pumping. So I got to do the basics: speed, get that takeoff, that balance takeoff, and stick the landing first. Let's try it again. All right, that was a couple rusty starts. Let's do this again. Okay, wasn't bad. Still, when I landed, the foil was already too far down in the water. So once it's down, it's really hard to pump your way up, especially as a beginner. I've seen really advanced guys recover from the same position I was in, but as a beginner, you really want that foil to be higher up on the water. One other thing, just to recap, the equipment that I'm on is the Armstrong FG 4'5" with the lift, 250 high aspect, which is about 1,600 square centimeters, and then we have the 32 glide on the back and a 70 centimeter mast, and the mast is set at the furthest back it can possibly go on this board. Okay, those are the I established over a little bit of troubleshooting initially in episode 1 and 2, trying to get the equipment right. I think this is the setup that we're going to move forward with. All right, let's go. Okay, pretty good. Got the takeoff, speed, balance, stuck the landing, got my head up, picked it, moving towards my target, and the pumping wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. I think we just have to keep doing that and trusting that eventually the technique will just figure it out. The brain will figure out the technique. I feel like it's a real improvement from my first 3 episodes. I mean, my first 2 tries today were not great, but I feel like we're getting somewhere. Yeah, just syncing, just connecting multiple pumps after that first pump. I feel like I'm getting a good first pump, but I'm stalling. It seems like I'm getting up and I'm stalling. You really want to be driving forward. So I'm really trying to focus on the target and the distance and really trying to figure out how to push forward and get that foil moving forward through the water. Okay, but without getting too far ahead of myself, keep doing the same thing, speed and balance through the launch, landing that, sticking that landing, and then getting my head up in the distance, picking up target, and trying to get there as fluidly as possible. All right, let's go again. Okay, not bad. I felt the foil just going towards that dock, so I had to quickly bail. One of the things is you really want to be on a dock where you're at the end of the dock and there's just open space. Makes it a little safer. But it is what it is. I just have to continue to try to get on balance and move through this gap. The gap is big. It's a wide gap, so it's more than enough to work with. Yeah, not bad. Just for some reason I'm a little bit heel side heavy. Keeps taking me towards that dock. Let's try it again. Just trying to see where my back leg is. I think my back leg is still a little bit too far in the back. It's hard to get that placement just right. I'm going to try to inch my way further forward on the board with my back leg. Okay, I think we figured something out there. Getting that left leg a wee bit more forward up on that the board. And look, we have some sun. Perhaps it's a good omen. So, what am I trying to do? Speed and balance on that takeoff, sticking that landing. This time I'm going to incorporate trying to get that left foot a little bit further up the board, and then picking a target out in the distance, and then trusting that my brain is going to eventually figure out the coordination. I didn't stick the landing. It's a poor landing. All right, let's go again. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Felt like the landing was pretty good. Again, it's just coordinating it so I'm getting that nose to come down and then driving with my back leg and pumping to get moving in the water. Let's try it again. Okay, again, good takeoff, good landing. Picking my target out in the distance. It just, again, I'm just not getting that that forward momentum. My nose is coming too far up and then stalling. I have to get it driving forward through that water. Again, good takeoff, good landing, just not, feel like that first pump is decent. Maybe I'm just not patient enough to let that nose come down before I initiate that second pump. Yeah, again, I'm still stalling. So, what do I have to do? I really have, I think it's all got to do with my back leg. I just have to drive hard, because in videos you see the guys that are really good at pumping, their left heel comes off the board almost. They're just driving so hard. Maybe that's what I'm missing, is really driving that left leg to get more speed moving through the water. Okay, that felt pretty good. I think the key is just, my left leg has to be a little bit further up on the board. I felt that this time around it was further up on the board. It's just getting that balance, because the further up my left leg is forward on the board, my right leg is further up, and then it'll do more of a nosedive. So I just have to hit that sweet spot where I really have the placement of my feet coordinated with the pumping. I wish I had access to a boat or something like that, and I can go off its wake and practice actually the pumping motion with this board, because I've actually never pumped on water with this board, so to feel that board and the movement, it's still quite foreign for my body, and so I think my body and brain are still trying to figure out that balancing sweet spot and where to get that rhythmic pumping motion. But we're doing a lot of good things. Speed off the takeoff, landing the launch, and then slowly but surely stringing together more and more pumps. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Let's do it again. So what I'm feeling is, now when I'm driving my left leg, my left leg is in a good spot, because I could feel there's much more resistance in my left leg as I push down. And I think there, I'm not being patient with my push down. I'm trying to rush it, so I'm losing my balance. I think the key is really kind of feeling the foil move through the water and being patient with my pumps. You want them to be quick and powerful, but you really want to push down. Oh, there's a seal. He's probably wondering what's making all that noise. One of the reasons why I'm out here all the time is I have a fear of the ocean, and it's an irrational fear. We just have seals here and fish and what have you. They have no interest in harming a human, but for some reason I have this irrational fear of fish and animals in the water. But every day I come out here, it gets a little bit easier. And what do they always say? Do something that makes you scared every day, and this kind of still makes me scared, but we're working through it. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, that was not one for the record books, but maybe it was all that chatter about a seal. Let's focus on what we got to do. So that takeoff was just no good. It resulted in a bad landing. So just like anything, everything is building blocks. You have to have a good foundation. First things first, you got to have that good launch. So let's get that good launch. Okay, good launch. Not so good. So it's really important, beginning to learn, really important to get that back leg in the right spot, foot placement. If it's too far back, I'm stalling. I'm not able to angle that front wing down and push down on the mast. It's too far back. I feel like I have to be more further up the pit, towards the front of the board. All right, let's try that again. Oh. I'm just trying to remember what it felt like, so I could. It's just so chaotic once I land on the board. I'm flailing around trying to just pump. I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to do. All right, let's try this again. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I think the key is, for me, getting that left foot in the right spot to make my pumps more efficient. It's hard for me to get that left foot up because I'm so focused on getting that launch and the landing. It's tricky for me to remember to get that left foot up further forward on the board. But repetition is the key to learning. Let's do it again. All right, absolutely. It's becoming more and more apparent. Getting that left foot landing on the right spot is super key. It's really essential for me to be able to efficiently push. I felt it. It was just now when I'm pushing down, I actually feel the foil and I could hear it traveling through the water. So now it's just a matter of doing it over and over again, getting that feel. And one of the issues that I have is if I move my left foot forward on the board, I have a tendency of having my right foot too close to the nose, so I nosedive. So it's finding that balance of having my left foot in the right spot, and then maybe I have to focus on just having my stance a little bit more narrow so I don't nosedive. All right, let's do this. All right, yeah, you know, I don't mind that. I've seen guys, really good foilers, recover from that position. So I'm gonna, even though I'm slapping the surface of the water with the board, still good practice trying to get those pumps. But definitely having that left foot, my back leg in the right spot it's a huge factor in getting the efficiency of that pump. Yeah, too much on the heel side. Oh. Poor takeoff. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have my left hand further towards the front of the board when I'm holding it for takeoff, but what's that doing is, because the board widens in the middle, it's just making me stretch a little bit more, which is throwing off the entire launch. I just have to make those adjustments, those little micro adjustments when you're going. Because it's further back. Now as I move further forward, it's further away from my body. It's just making a little bit. And then, because it's further away from my body, it's leaning this way, and then I land, and it peels to the right. So all these little things, it's just like little micro adjustments. Every little millimeter counts. I had to bail there because my right foot was too far heel side, so I knew I was off balance right from the get-go. Whew. All right, let's try it again. Speed, stick that landing with my left foot further up, pick a target, and pump. It's almost like I've hit that threshold where I've got a lot of it down. It's just now it's about landing in the right spot and stringing together pumps. I'm trying to think too much about the pumps and it's interfering with my takeoff and landing. And you know, after you do it a bunch of times, you start getting tired. It's like one of those things where you don't have it, and then all of a sudden something clicks. It's hard to explain what it is. I'm just hoping for that watershed moment where things just change. But the only way you can get to that point is if you just keep doing it over and over again. All right, let's give it a go. Oh. That seal. Maybe you can see him. There he is. He's really interested in who's making all that racket over there. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, he's gone now. But he keeps popping his head up. I'm sure he could hear me flapping around in the water. He's like, probably wondering who this crazy person is, or maybe he just wants to play. There he is again. I think he's the same guy that keeps coming around. He's always coming around. There he is again. There he is. I don't know if you can see him. Where is he? It's like right around there. His little head popping up. Alright, well anyways. Let's we're getting close to that hour mark. So actually we are at that hour mark. But let's give it a couple more goes before we call it a day. All right. You know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna try landing, gliding a bit, and doing one good pump and gliding. I'm gonna break it down. I'm not gonna try to string together a whole bunch of pumps because my brain just keeps flailing. It just keeps going at 100 miles an hour. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just land, give it one good pump and glide. Do that a number of times and then slowly build on glide, get that second pump, glide. And then maybe eventually we'll get to that point where we could kind of string together a bunch of pumps. But right now, stick to the basics, land, glide, one good pump. Okay, not bad. I got the pump, but then I lost my balance. Let's try this again. Same thing. Let's get that good takeoff, good landing, get one good pump, and glide. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, not bad, but I think we're on to something. I think we gotta stick that landing, get one good pump, and glide and feel like it's in control. Okay, that's more like it. We got a good landing. We got one pump. I tried to do a second pump, but wasn't great. But we'll do it again. Good takeoff, good landing. Get one good pump and glide. Okay, it's getting dark and I'm starting to get tired. So we're gonna do one more before we call it a day. Speed off the acceleration, balanced, stick that landing. Let's get one good pump. All right, we did it. We stuck that landing. We got one good pump and we glided. So thanks for sticking around. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and we'll see you again tomorrow.